Okay. Give me a second. Mm, mm, mm. Good thing. Yeah, that's what I want. Oh, turn that off. All right. That's there. That's there. Freaking thing. There we go. All right. All right. There we go. I'm definitely paying attention. All right. Looks like oh, invalid is going to be slightly late. Oh, the travesty. I need notepad. Okay. That's proper. Okay. All right. What do I have in here? Ah, I see. We have a few nerds here today. Oh, 12 people responded. I mean, it's not bad. Not great, but whatever. Potato, potato. Overall tournament experience. Really? 4 people thought it was average? All right. I guess we'll figure that out. Overall, I guess everyone's doing all right except for this guy. They must be pissed about something. Oh, good. Everybody thought the length of the tournament was just right. Outstanding. I like that. Also, a perfect 50-50 split on I'm going to report bugs. Beautiful. Well, we only had 6 weapon packs to go, or 6 companies to go through, so this will go technically a little faster than usual. Um, yeah, invalid is going to be slightly late, so I guess I'll just, go on by myself. Oh, the humanity. All right. So we'll start with mechanically inclined dynamics. Mid. This is a weapon pack brought to you by Nate. Looking at the totals, looks like, for the most part, people think the guns are doing all right. We got a lot of just fine. I mean, there's obviously a few people who aren't sure about stuff, but Nothing's overcooked. No one's saying everything blows ass, so I'm guessing they're getting closer to being acceptable. Go ahead and take it past the comments. Some face thing. Thanks. Well done. Sure. Obama meme of me giving myself a medal. Metal. Not the word metal. Metal. Great spelling. Random citizen. Spitfire. I'm assuming you meant the Spitfire, the gun, not your spitting fire. Does not really give any functionality to warrant, I'm guessing, is what you meant. Bringing it in low numbers, aside from dumb point defense cover, I suppose. The big RD type suffers from having the lowest DPS of the type RDs by quite a bit due to overheating. I've lost a couple of brain cells reading this. You had until now. You could have typed a little slower. Okay, thank you for owning up to it, though. Apes and the missile turrets could use a love tap. Define love tap. I mean, is that a good love tap? I mean, everyone thought they were fine. Rocket turret. I mean, from what I remember seeing and what I remember of being shot by them, I think they were working just fine. I happen to agree with the just fine. Alright, not a lot of spice going on here, so I will open the floor. Does anybody have any comments they want to make about mid? Go ahead, raise your hand, and I'll drag you up here. Comments, questions, concerns? Potato, potato. Well, I'm gonna go with, alright. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Sold. We're moving on. MA Weapons. Oh, MA Weapons, how I love you so. A lot of people just don't know. Why don't we know? This is MA Weapons. This is supposed to be like the standard of standards. How do we not know? I am confused. Also, apparently people think the T1 is weak. The T3 is... Yeah, but why? Why were you using the T4s? You know that. Tiger's fine. We have the UNN and MCRN in here for reasons. Slinger appears to be probably okay. People think the T2 gimbal, I'm guessing, is crap. Yes, because the T4s are good. I get a T4. T2 PDX, if you know it gets it's okay. Doritos apparently are sucking ass. Correct, it is a big fuck off laser. I loved it. Having a T4, having 2 T4s was absolutely amazing, and I had a lot of fun just phasering the shit out of people. It was a good time. The only weapon with blue. Yeah, I wonder why. Maybe because we phasered the shit out of people with them, because a lot of people were using them. MCRNs, I mean, probably should have brought some just because I liked them, but we got by without them. They're doing okay. As always, I love more speed. Gladius, I guess, is doing fine. They're like 800, but what? And yes, apparently people did not like getting shot with the T4, so therefore, because the gun is working as intended, it is obviously too strong. The gigantic fuck-off laser that looks like a Gillette razor blade on your face makes you upset. Correct. T4 go burr. I agree. Let me catch up with this. T4s were most used. Yeah, big fuck off laser. But really nice. Yeah. Thank you, Stars. That was the point of MA. However, people just like using the funny laser because it vaporizes. They're not too strong. I mean, they did their job. You're paying a lot for them. Yeah, they're not cheap. Yeah, I agree. I mean, mine got broken. I remember mine getting broken. It was not fun. Yeah, cost of extra. Yeah, I mean, they're not cheap to run. People like fancy stuff. Yeah, fancy. All right, so comments. T4 go burr. Make Gladius 3.5 kilometers again. Wait, it's not 3.5 kilometers. When was it not 3.5 kilometers? Who fucking touched the goddamn Gladius range? When the fuck did that happen? Well, why am I not surprised? Let's all blame Nate. That's the convenient answer. Oh well. I don't know. I'll think about it. Glad I made the call to increase T4 BP by 10% last council. Sad that it doesn't seem to be enough. Another 10% rise? No. No. Not make it more expensive just because people were using it. That's not the answer. People actually started using it because they realized, oh, this is good for vaporizing shield. The gigantic fuck off laser, which is designed to fuck off shields, fucked off the shield. Your bad shield management is not my fault. And I'm not going to say that I didn't have bad shield management because I'm not that good at shield management. Agree. Hashtag facts. I like these new guys. These guys are funny. Doritos might need a tiny buff. They felt like they did nothing. Well, Doritos always feel like they do nothing. They're a turret that just continues to shoot little swarms of missiles at you. They're not meant to feel spicy on their own. It's one of those attrition things, death by 1,000 cuts. But sure, maybe we can put an eyeball back on the Doritos. T3 is just worse than a T4 and everything from range damage to megawatt. Correct. The T3 is smaller than a T4, therefore it would be objectively worse. The only benefit of bringing T3s currently is redundancy, and nobody's going to give up T4 angles and range for that please buff. Well, hold on there, Skippies. T3 is not meant to be a T4. Correct. The T3s cost a fraction of the T4s. I don't think it's a good idea just because something which is intentionally objectively worse should be made better just because you don't want to pay $770 for a giant fuck-off laser. Doritos needing a buff. I mean, I love the Doritos, and I'm not saying that they don't need a buff, but what I'm worried about is that very lovely slippery slope where we make them start becoming somewhat viable for the cost, and then next thing you know, we have clouds of fucking Doritos everywhere, and then everyone's getting vaporized. Correct, I see Darth is here. Darth is free to join me on the stage at any time. So, okay. I think this too strong is literally just people sad that they were getting effectively hammered by the laser that was specifically designed to effectively hammer your shields and punish you for not staying on top of your shield management. I lost shields because other people had T4s, just like I had T4s, and I removed other people's shields. They were functioning as one would intend, at least from my perspective. So, I don't think that just making them more expensive because people actually realize that they're good is the answer every time somebody realized a weapon was good and they used it effectively. Yeah, 750 megawatts is nothing to shake a stick at. My ship was power capped the entire time. I don't think there was a single minute where I was under 90% power, other than when I was at the very start or when I was drifting to shit. Because anytime I was trying to maneuver or fire a weapon, I was power capping. Like, so power capping, I couldn't even get my gyros to turn me. The white votes for Daddy Darth. Ah! Okay. Oh. That's fine. No, dude, I still loved flying the ship jet. I'm not mad at the ship. For the amount of battle points we were working with, I was fine with being power capped because I figured I'm gonna die eventually, and if I don't die, I can just drift myself around and have just enough power to, not die.
All right, Tibbs.
I only blew up
here.
once.
What have I missed?
Hi, Darth, what's up? We're only on the second weapon pack. The first one was mid, which everyone thinks is pretty much just fine.
Nate's been doing a good job hammering those up and down, even the minuscule amounts they need.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of comments, but nobody came on stage to say anything. And, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I thought they were doing fine. I was shot by several of the different weapons in the mid pack, and you know what? It felt like they were doing the damage for what they cost.
Oh, cool.
Right now, I'm...
Guardian lasers too strong?
Yes, I have been on my soapbox about this because we saw quite a few T4s being used in this test tournament, and I don't think they're too strong. I think people are salty because the T4s were effectively used. I was using T4s on other people. T4s were used against me. They require discipline and good shield management to keep you from getting cooked because their job is to cook your shields.
Seems like based on that comment, and I don't know if this is everyone's sentiment, but it's more maybe a comparison. Like, why take a T3 or a Gladius when you can take a T4? And if the discrepancy between their effectiveness versus their cost is off, bringing them more in line with each other is an endeavor worth investigating. But if their balance overall is about where we want it, that's the only thing we can try and hammer out some numbers on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm enjoying my soapbox, but I will write notes about, check balance between T3 and T4. And just so people don't say that I'm, dismissing comments out of hand and not taking into account other people's, views and opinions, I will write a note about make sure the T4s are doing what they're worth. Now, I would also like to point out, not only are they 770 battle points, they require a significant amount of power to operate. Something of which I definitely felt very painfully because my ship was overgunned and underpowered for what I was trying to do.
I was going to say, more than once I've heard people complain after they've brought the T4 of like, oh man, I'm in the back half of this match, I've lost some power, and now it'll only fire so often now. That's one of the factors weighing against it. But sounds like you were just about to move on from MA.
Yeah, pretty much. I was going to open the floor, see if anybody else wanted to come onto the stage and have their own soapbox for a moment. Don't be shy. Raise your hands. Let me know if you want to get up here and say a piece about how you feel on MA weapons. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times.
There's literally a raise hand button, Rick.
Yeah, press the button to raise your hand, and then I can put
it
you on.
It lets us bring you onto.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was stretching. God damn it! He's that fucking guy. That guy in the back at every auditorium. It's like you see a guy and he's all like, and you're like, yeah, you with the face. It's like, oh, I'm just stretching.
Got him.
Yeah, got him. Oh, this funny guy. Okay. Alright. Excuse me. Alright, well, going once, twice, 3 times, so moving on. Alright, the next weapon company, Onyx Armaments. Okay, so let's see what we got. Lictor, if you know, I guess it's probably okay. Heliod. We went from it being super duper scary overcooked to apparently sucking ass. Yes, I know that Heliod got kicked in the nuts. It got kicked in the nuts really, really hard because it scared people. And it's really hard to kick it in the nuts, really. It's really easy to kick it in the nuts really hard because it's a very specific weapon. And I do believe Nate threw a very big pile of wrenches at it all at once. And now, obviously, you know, it is what it is. What?
Looks like invalid DMD.
Yeah. He said he was going to be late. Now he says he might miss it entirely. Oh.
We'll take notes and catch up with him.
Yeah, I mean, it's recorded. It's broadcasted. I've got notes. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to do it really late because I hate doing it really late here. If I was starting it when we used to start it, back when Muzzled was doing it, I'd be starting it at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night here on the East Coast, and I would not like to sit here until midnight talking to you. No offense. I don't love everybody that much. I would like to, go to sleep. So I started earlier for me, so that way, one, other people, like the Europeans, can attend, and two, I can go to bed at a reasonable time. Speedrun, get your timer in the corner. I mean, I have a timer. I could do a timer. Anyway, I'm getting off track. All right, so Heliod apparently got kicked in the nuts really, really hard. So now it sucks again. I think that we're just going to keep running into that problem. We're going to turn a wrench on it. It's going to suck really bad. We're going to try to turn that back a little bit, and it's going to be OP. It's like trying to get the temperature dialed in the shower. You go from iceberg to lava really, really quick.
Yeah. We'll see
Tumult.
if anyone has comments about it and talk about it more. But
yeah. All right. Well, let me get through the rest of these. Okay, so tumults. A couple of people thought that they were too strong. Really? Did people even use the tumults? I don't remember them being
used in scrims, but I don't think they were used in a tournament, and that's where I'm at. Like, yeah, if some people are thinking they're too strong, not a ton of people, but if some people are thinking they're too strong, bring them, show me.
Damn. I was gonna say I don't remember seeing a lot of tumults, if any, in the tournament. It hits like a truck, but bullet travel time feels like a good limit. Well, yeah, I mean it's a gigantic
that's how they're
fucking
supposed to be balanced. We thought the same with the Chasm. For its drawback being its ludicrously short range, but that ended up not being as much of a drawback for its insane damage. So we will have to see.
Well, we'll get to the Chasms here in a little while. Mm-hmm. All right, so Demos, if you know, it's okay. Phobos, apparently, some people feel it's just not cutting the mustard. I don't know. I mean, the Phobos is supposed to be the not turret version of the Demos. It's the fixed mount version, but whatever. Magnastar, fucking doing amazing. I agree. We did some fun things with it, and I think it's working just fine. Focused Beam, when you know, it's okay. Same with the Forger, when you know, and the Ares. They're doing fine if you know that you're using them, which is good.
People who thought they got nerfed into unusability go?
I don't know. Apparently, they just decided to just not be here.
I expected we'd see 2 weeks for a while until I got to raise their projectile speed back a little bit more. But I guess people are fine with where they're at now.
They look fine to me. All right, so we'll look at the comments. This thing. Thank you. You could cut Tempest component damage in half and nobody would be able to tell. I mean...
honestly, a fair shout.
Yeah, but realistically, again, where were they? You're saying they're too strong. 2 people. I'd like to see it in the tournament. Demos needs more damage to be worth taking.
Is
I
that
would
the
pick.
one person who put 2 weak?
I would pick Serpent Arms for kinetic damage turrets every time over Demos. I mean, I picked Serpent Arms just because I now am throwing wrenches at Serpent Arms, but that's just personal preference.
I think that's more indicative of Serpent Arms being overcooked than the Demos being too weak. But we'll get to Serpent Arms.
I don't think Serpent Arms overcook, and that's definitely not because I'm the one that's playing with it. Afflictor still needs to be way closer ranged to be effective. Isn't that a shotgun turret?
Yeah, that was the design idea.
It's a shotgun.
But
On a turret.
Nate Dogg, I've read your parameters for how you get these test results. I'm not trusting any of this. Some of it might be like okay and somewhat indicative, but like
okay. Nate Dogg has provided a very informative picture. Avenger, Tumult, Monopole.
You might be right, but
bruh, it's Tumult. It does what it does. Anyway. So last comment was Ares and Forgers are still kind of gimped with their previous nerds. Yeah, okay. But you didn't mark that they were 2 weak. I don't see any 2 weeks here. They're either fine or you don't know. Not where's my 2 week if you think they're gimped. Contradictory statement. Thank you. All right. Well, let's see. I'm going to write myself some notes. So, Onyx.
Anybody who wants to have a discussion can raise their hands now.
Yep.
Let you finish your note.
Request to speak. All right, invite. Press the button. There you are.
Okay.
Mr. Jet, welcome.
I have something that might be a bit controversial. But
Go ahead.
I don't think heal yachts right now fit with the way shields work. Because of the changes that shield faces now have, health to each face, the moment you shunt away to protect against heal yachts, you're fucked because your front face instantly goes down, no matter what. Because it's really hard to put up more than 2 faces and still have, oh, it was removed, that's great. I haven't been keeping up. I've been too busy with other shit.
I think, well, removed, quote unquote, the change recently was that if a shield face goes down, it instantly comes back up. That doesn't mean it restores the HP that you lost, but it will continue to protect you and sink from your total HP. This does mean some shots slip through in the tick of the game it's supposed to be down for, but it'll come immediately back up. So hypothetically, you could unshunt, and I have, and I've seen other people do it in order to not take some side damage as well. But I'm kind of in agreement. I think I'm fine with them sitting 2 weak for now because the benefit of slipping around shunts means it shouldn't be too powerful.
Also, with heal yads, it's very hard to balance because they're a pain in the ass. To be frank, they force you to unshunt, and if your opponent is targeting stuff, they can just snipe your shield emitters, and you're fucked for the rest of the match, and especially that fight. Because I'm not a big fan of heal yads. They're kind of funny and all that, but like they suck to play against. but
You
they feel
advocating
great
maybe
when you're
we
using
take
them.
Heliod out entirely?
So I'm
Kick him to the
not
curb, remove him?
saying that
Okay.
explicitly, but it's just an
You're just not a
idea,
fan.
or maybe I'm not a fan of the
Okay.
Heliod because of the way that shields work and the fact that you have to put up shield faces to protect against them. Even before, yeah, I know about Strikecraft, but nobody really brings Strikecraft. You only see them occasionally. I don't. Did anyone even bring Strikecraft last tournament?
No, because they were not in the field.
Yeah, that would make sense.
They were not
Only-
in one of the packs that were selected.
We have
Yeah, MCE
a
did apparently.
contesting. Yeah,
What? They weren't supposed to.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
we
no,
have
they
one of
did,
them.
and then I caught them and I told them no. Yeah, those ones. Whatever. Anyway, we're getting off track here. We're not talking about those packs right
But
now.
the thing with Strikecraft is that they're a bit easier to shoot down, and it's harder to constantly spam 30 million Strikecraft. With Heliod's, you can kind of just keep firing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop speaking.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you. All right, cool. Can we please not the Heliod? Okay. It's an inherently boring gun. What do you mean it's a boring? Get your butt up here. It's not boring. I'm gonna drag you on stage. Come here, you.
Alright, as someone who has been on both sides of the Heliod, it is an inherently boring gun. As a user, you left click in the general vicinity of your target, or at least the lead indicator on your target. Oh boy, how interesting. If you are being shot at, you get left click at, and then you lose all your thrusters through your shields. How boring. That is all.
Okay. I mean,
And like, unless the very what's the word, core of the gun is changed, it's always going to be like that. Like, the idea is actually pretty cool. It's just not well set up for a competitive environment, in my opinion.
I thought they were doing okay before they got kicked in the nuts. But
They were doing too good.
Yeah, they were
That's
doing
why they
way
were
too
kicked in
good.
the nuts. And that's what a lot of people are saying, is that they're either going to be too weak or too strong.
well, yeah,
Because
that I
at the
know.
point at which they're usable in their function of being able to get around shunts, it becomes too strong.
Yeah.
It's like the only weapon that it's one of the very few weapons that we have that is designed to do that.
Do we really need a gun that does that, though? Because right now, the
It's a unique
okay.
best
effect.
counter to shunting is team play. Do we really need to remove team play in favor of, oh boy, I get to have buttons on my mouse?
I mean, it doesn't remove team play, it just makes it easier to deal with people because of making your shields go away faster.
But do shields need to go away any faster than they already are? They are already, like, almost uselessly bad.
Why?
Shield?
Yeah, shields. Like, unless you are the fast mover. No, even at range, Dune Fox, like, ignoring the chasm, they are still pretty poor performing at the moment. Unless
gonna
you're,
say,
like,
I
forded
think-
up, full forward shunt, in which case, nothing's gonna be able to get through that.
I don't know. I mean, shields work for me. And I'm not even that good at using them.
You can't rely on shields to block damage reliably.
I mean, shields just
Which
help
I
me
may-
live longer. I always, when I build a ship, I prefer it to, be durable.
Yeah, and hey, there you go. That's just the difference in perspective there. I like to build shield tanks, and you cannot build a good shield tank nowadays. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong.
Maybe we can go back to the removal of the shields experiment. There you go.
Stop.
Uh,
But anyway, I don't think that shields need another thing that's holding them back, especially not right now. And even if they were pretty strong, this is not the right way to go about it.
I mean, we got the shield face thing mostly solved by they just come right back up. But it's working. Fine, go away then. I don't know. I like the Helions because I like the fact that they make you actually fucking think.
I wouldn't miss them if we completely removed them. That would be something that I would want to pull the greater community over next tournament to do so. But I think I like the existence of a weapon that has that niche getting around shunts, but I think I liked it better in the MRM. The limited use, you have to react to it and then you can go back to normal, as opposed to this. Oh, they have Heliods and they're going to keep shooting me with Heliods, and that's just going to keep happening, so I have to keep shunted.
Okay. Whatever. I'm trying very hard to not be a dick. So
think,
I'm just gonna drop the
we
Helion.
leave
Question.
Heliods in their 2-week state. Next balanced council, we can
Oh, that's not gonna
put
be for a
in
while.
the question if we want to even keep them, since that seems to be a sentiment from more than one person.
Okay, the next council is going to be a couple months from now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a while, which hopefully means that we all just fucking forget about it, and then I don't have to get mad.
It might, and that also gives enough time for a poll that enough people can weigh in on, and we can see if it's just squeaky wheels or faulty tire.
Eh. I think they got kicked in the nuts too hard. That's what I'm gonna say. And we will now move on. Okay. Anybody else want to talk about other stuff in Honor? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. So, moving on. Ooh. Serpent Arms. Yay. Serpent Arms. Ooh. Okay. Erebos. Looks like it's doing okay. I mean, I haven't touched it since it got kicked in the nuts a while back. Left it alone. Asterius? Apparently that's a bit... I don't get it.
Asterius has an interesting looking graph.
Yeah,
The fact that there are enough people saying that they're too strong and too weak.
that's the thing. I didn't really do anything to the Asterius recently other than make it live longer. That's all I did to it, is I increased its durability by, making it not fucking die instantly. Sylvius, I did do tuning on, and apparently a few people think it's too strong. I mean, I made it worth something, but okay. Dominus is doing alright, which is good. Hydra, I love the Hydras. I'm surprised more people weren't angry at it. Only one too strong for the Hydra. I did love the 8 Hydra. Was it 8 or was it like 8 or 9 or whatever that fucking UOD brought? Oh my god. That was hilarious. I was fucking dying. That was so funny. I loved it. Hellfire, when you know, you know. It's doing alright. The Sharon, it's doing alright. A couple of people thought it was too strong. I mean, we did do some adjustments to it. I think they're alright. I mean, it is a gigantic fucking turret that's really heavy, really expensive, and kind of makes you spin if you're not paying attention. Cerberus, I suspected a few people were going to think it's too strong because I made it worth the 900 fucking battle points it cost to carry that motherfucker around. And people were still saying the monopole is too strong after Squid did a lot of work to make it a lot less spicy than it used to be. And it's still too strong? Still too strong after it got eviscerated. It's doing like 1/3 the damage it was doing previously. 1/3 the damage.
Several
And
people are typing.
I'm sure several people are typing. I knew this was going to happen. Well, while they all do. Tate, I would like to point out you were being shot by 8 monopoles, 4 of them on 2 ships for MCR, okay? When someone brings 8 monopoles to a field, that is 1, a very significant investment in battle points, and 2, going to feel spicy, because it's a very significant investment in battle points. Just like when somebody brought 8 or 9 Hydras to the battlefield, and they were getting, fucking peppered to all hell and back through their shields because the Hydras were doing what they were designed to do. Amazingly, only one person thought they were too strong for that. Why? Dude, we were paying 8,000 battle points just for the guns. That's not even including the power to run them. And yes, we were doing great until we ran into fast movers, and then we got dunked on really hard because we can't handle fast movers in that configuration. We were all fat.
I was going to say, if the monopole is a primarily anti-tank gun
Yes.
in its role, and it got nerfed from that significantly,
yes,
but is still good at it,
mm-hmm.
then you invest that many points in anti-tank guns that struggle to hit fast movers, and you're probably going to die to fast movers, and that's what happened.
That is what happened. We were not equipped to deal with fast movers. We had 2 tank killers and 2 destroyers or brawlers or whatever you want to call it. Our ships, the ones that me and Jet were flying, were designed to do one thing: rip shields off of you so you could get hammered by the monopole ships. We had Cerberuses because it would, try to chase away the fast movers, but we couldn't keep up with the fast movers. And that was the thing. They know the range of the Cerberus is 7 kilometers. You stay more than 7 kilometers away, which Demon Fox very, very effectively demonstrated with Harry. They stayed outside of our 7-kilometer range until they were ready to drop in on us from all sides. And then
the last thing that I'll say on monopoles before we start getting into comments, and we might even get into monopoles more, is that I think the one avenue that they can be nerfed in, having been in a few scrims on Squid's team where I die early and then go weld up his monopoles, their build time could be increased by like double so that you can't have infinite health monopoles. They're slow to repair. Let me say that. They're slow to repair. But if you're taking not like focused fire, gonna kill you sort of damage, they're still fast enough that you can repair them nearly to full under moderate fire.
Okay, well, I'll put a note on that.
and under enough pressure for long enough, they should go down.
This TT was less balanced than Chaz and Beam span from monopoles and T4s. Nothing was done to the T4s. They've been like that for a while, and we nerfed the shit out of the monopoles. MCRN was literally just using them in an effective combination for killing ships that were slow. When we were faced with fast movers, we died. I'd like to point that out. No. You know what? I need to read the comments. I'm going to stop reading the damn chat for a second. Okay. Imagine using 8 Hydras to spicy things. Oh, yes, it did. Also, imagine using 8 monopoles to spicy things. I agree. They did. Cerberus feel worth the 900 battle points and 2.5 large reactors of power they take to run per Cerberus. I agree. Not just because I made them. What they're doing. Shaking my head, he buffed the Sylvius, but not the Hydra. Man, if I touched the Hydra, everybody would get pissed at me. Because anything that I do to it's probably going to make it overcooked. The Hydra's fine where it's at right now. Clearly. Even though people were getting cooked by 8 of them, the consensus is still more just right than anything else. I'm not buffing the Hydra. I'm not going to get yelled at for that. Pack with the best guns except Chasm. I agree. Erebos is a bit too expensive for a PD option. Well, it's a dual purpose. Hull damage, comp damage no longer really exist. Yeah, that wasn't my idea, and if I touch it, I'm probably going to get yelled at. Very much a PD that can target ships rather than vice versa. Look, man, they nerfed the hell out of the Erebos, and I know if I try to play with it to make it, a tiny bit better, I'm just going to make everybody mad. So I'd rather fight with people about other stuff, like, the monopole nerf that we already did, and arguing that I did not make the Cerberus overcooked, or the Sylvius. And I didn't even adjust how the Asterius works.
I think
I don't know what's going on with that.
I think if we wanted to buff the Erebos at this point, if it's doing less ship damage and still decent PD, we could drop it by 20, 25 points. Just shave a little off the top and make it a little less expensive.
I'll put a note and lower the BP.
Yeah.
Anyway. Alright, let me read the big comment. Can we either just get rid of the monopole as it seems too fucking hard to balance? No, it's not. Or try and balance it. I would like to see the following or some manipulation of it. Increase battle points. Motherfucker, I tried that and that got Squid to make a completely different monopole. I raised the battle points and Squid got mad and said, no, I don't want it to be 1,300 battle points. And went and learned and made his own version of the monopole, which is what we were using, because he took the time to put the work into it. So, yes, I signed off on putting it in, because he put the work in, and after looking at the math and everything, he actually took the time and made it reasonable. So it's worth the 1,000 battle points it costs right now.
He even put in the effort to adjust sounds and particles and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, he put a lot of work into it. Hello, Mr. Chat. All right, let me keep going with
my
this.
piece on
Yeah, let me keep reading.
monopole.
Give it an exclusion radius, because being able to bring 4 of them on a ship the size of a lorry is stupid. I would say that Cascadia was bigger than a lorry. Reduce fire rate. We already reduced the fire rate pretty much. I moved chat. I moved it up because I don't want to start it at 9 p.m. on the East Coast. I have things to do. I'm not going to stay up until midnight talking to you guys. No offense. I don't love you that much. So I started it earlier so that way I can go to bed at a reasonable time, and the Europeans can attend a little bit before they have to go to bed. Daddy Tibbs does need his sleep. He is very busy. He needs to make the paper. Anyway, reduce fire rate. I mean, we already reduced the fire rate a lot, but okay. Give it more kickback and or torque applied to the ship. You're firing a Gatling the size of a skyscraper. Yeah, you know what? You know what? Maybe it could do with a little bit of recoil.
What does Squid think about that?
He's probably not going to like it very much, but you know what? I've been told that I need to be more receptive to feedback and be less of a dick. So
I'm not against that either, really. But
add recoil. I'll put a question. Add recoil.
Yeah.
New T-44 discovered. Monopole afterburner. Oh, dude, that would be fucking hilarious. Just all of the impulse. Make you fly backwards. Ping me if any bugs with build and repair. Otherwise, see you later. Okay, bye, Mr. Chat. Everybody ping Chat. Go. Anyway. Okay. Or if doing any of that is too hard, just get rid of it. No, I'm not going to get rid of it. I know people will cry, but it's balanced. No, fucking ain't. Okay, I'm going to keep finishing. Don't listen to someone who's looking at their own gun with rose-colored glasses. It's not even mine. Okay, this is not the one that I did. What I did was a lot meaner. But okay. That's how you end up with a million problems and none of them fixed due to a modder refusing to actually endorse something they themselves abuse. Okay, I'd like to point out, Squid is not a modder. He took it upon himself to learn how to fix that one gun because he was upset that what I did to it, and while I was not initially receptive, after he took the time to put in the work, and he put a lot of work into the monopole because he really, really likes it, he did something that was objectively, when you look at the numbers, better and more balanced than what I had done. So that's why we agreed to put it in and replace what I did. If it was up to me, you would still have a different monopole entirely, which you would probably wouldn't like any better. But it would be, what I had done. But it's not. It's what Squid did. And I don't think that it's that far off. I think we can make it take longer to repair. And I do agree that maybe we should throw some recoil on there, so that way you've got to fight with it, like you got to fight with like the Sharons or whatever, to lay the smackdown. Other than that, I don't really think we need to be adjusting more about, power draw or battle point cost or an exclusion radius or whatever. No, I think we can start with the simple stuff. Make it take a longer time to repair. So that way we can't have what Darth was talking about, where I can park on it with a welder and just keep it alive forever. And then give it some recoil. Yeah, I mean, he has a fair point. It's a fucking really big gun. It should probably have recoil. Yes. And then the last one, a shield pen weapon like the Hydra should not out DPS non-shield pen fixed guns for the same battle points. What?
People disliking shield pen?
It's literally there's two guns in the entirety of StarCore. All of StarCore, we have exactly two weapons that shield pen. Both of them are here in Serpent Arms. The Somnus and the Hydra. That's it. A long time ago, the shield penning was taken away from many other things in Serpent Arms.
Yeah.
So.
And now it's time for me to add my comment that I didn't type out. The Cerberus and Sylvius are too strong.
Okay.
End comment.
You think they're too strong?
Yeah. Every scrim that I've seen them in, every time I've talked to someone about what the best kinetic option for their grid is, it all ends up back at, well, the Cerberus is really long range. It'll always hit. It does really, really good shield pressure, and even once shields are down, it pokes out components pretty good for its points. It might be expensive. It might take a lot of power, but buffing how much power it'll take won't do anything to it. Like, when looking at damage charts after scrims, which can be very contextual, they are commonly high on the damage per point. Obviously, they're going to be high on damage per gun, which, when you look at the monopole, it's also always up there, but damage per point, it's frequently topping the charts of as well. It just seems to tick too many boxes that it's good at. And I think you could either give it a few more battle points, give it a little tap on shield damage or something.
I don't want to make them more expensive.
I would consider some small incremental little tap down.
Mm.
Your gun, wherever you want to make that change at, but I would consider an incremental tap down to it. Are you there? Did I kill him?
I'm typing a note. Are you watching the stream? I'm streaming here. I'm streaming YouTube. I'm streaming on my Twitch.
Listen, I had to step away. I'm sorry.
I'm typing in a note.
Okay. Have we opened the floor yet for discussions on Serpent Arms?
We can open the floor for discussion. Who would like to... hang on. Invalid just messaged me something. Okay, I wanted to mention if you knew. Okay. We'll do that in a minute. All right. Does anybody in the crowd want to come up on the stage and make any comments about Serpent Arm stuff? Now's the time. The floor is open. Raise your hands. Come on. Don't be shy. Don't tell me that I made my shit overcooked. I am curious about... No one wrote any comments on the Asterius, and yet it's apparently got something going on. What the fuck? KSSO.
It
And
is too
somebody-
strong or too weak, maybe.
I don't understand. Nobody wrote anything down. Look at Asterius. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Oh, very descriptive. Thank you, Star. So, going once, going twice, going three times, sold. Moving on. Heavy assault systems. All right. Heavy assault system. Nyx looks like it's probably doing all right. Crossfield, apparently sucking wind. Thanatos, it's doing fine. Tartarus, fucking good. Cockidus, excuse me. Excuse me? What? Who the hell thought the Cocytus was too weak? Now y'all just being dumb. I'm
That
sorry.
might be the same person who put too strong for Tartarus, and that might just be comparing them to each other. I don't know if that's true, but I know that that's a sentiment that people have.
I mean, when I look between the two, I get what, like 2 Cocytus, but I get like 8 Tartarus?
Yeah.
It's usually why I bring the Tartarus. I have more, bang.
Yeah, I think that's that sentiment. Now, across the rest of the field of available weapons and specifically missiles, probably not too weak.
No, probably
Compared
not.
to the Tartarus, maybe.
I don't know. Like I said, when I'm looking for, the funny damage missile that I definitely want to, dome the shit out of somebody, I'm going to admit, even though I'd like it to be in the MCRNs right now, I know they go really fast, but they still don't do big dick damage. Not like when I throw a Tartarus or a Cocytus at somebody. I like these. Cyclops, we just don't know. And you know what? I agree. What the fuck? What is going on with this thing? It's weird. Why? Mammon. Probably doing alright. Tick-tone. Now, I know there's a lot of people who are like, the fuck's going on with the tick-tone? And I've already heard that there's people that are wanting to work on making the tick-tone better.
Yeah,
I know this...
Anomaly is working on using the Tigtone model or concept and making his own shotgun there.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They want to replace it with something that's, just better, which I agree. It could use love. Vulcan. Excuse me. What?
Now, is this the Vulcan or the Avenger?
I think it was the Avenger in the tournament,
Yeah.
but I missed that and I didn't rename it because I was confused about which one was in there because Nate just went and replaced the Vulcan wholesale with the Avenger, and I didn't notice it until, like, the tournament. So, Vulcan, Avenger, Avenger, Vulcan, potato, potato. We'll figure it out. But for some reason, apparently, some people thought it was too weak.
Might be too weak. Put it on
Oh.
the list for Nate to look at.
Yeah, big gun over. I agree. Vulcan, no reload, only heat. Send it. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's the Vulcan.
Look, what happened to it? Someone
Nobody
describe it.
used it. Yeah.
Cool.
The face. What the
Oh,
fuck?
no reload, only heat. Wait, hang on.
Yeah, no reload, only heat. Yeah, I remember
I
that.
thought that was referring to limited ammo, but
No, it's like literally you just fire it until it overheats. I'm like, whatever, dude. Okay. Goddamn love me the freedom Bert. Too loud though. It's of course it's loud. Anyway. Idea, keep the close in sound and distant sound for current Avenger. Use its middle sound as the new sound for the Vulcan. Make distant sounds from it. And yes, the sound it has is still just oversaturates Game Engine Sound Manager. I have some changes to push to it. I'm assuming that's Nate.
I'm sure he'll keep looking at the Avenger.
Yep. I guess the Vulcan is technically actually gone and it's just the Avenger. Potato, potato. Thanatos got cucked by the Chad macro cannon. Agreed. Macro cannon's fucking Chad. We'll get there in a second. Avenger feels nice to use. Maybe tighten its spread a tiny bit. We don't want to make laser bullets. Yeah, I'm not... No one wrote any comments about why they think the crossfield is bag of ass. I don't know.
I was supposed to buff it, and it just fell off of my list somewhere. The buff it's supposed to receive is the turrets being able to turn wide enough to be able to help each other on a given face. So hypothetically, in a perfect ideal missile approach, 3 of the 4 turrets can look at the same missile, but most of the time just 2 of them. Currently, it struggles to sometimes maybe have 2 of them look at the same missile. In addition to a little bit of elevation increase, will just make them infinitely better, and we can see about how much actual AMS damage they're doing and what sort of field they fit into once you're getting your points worth out of the 4 turrets you're slapping on at once.
Okay. That sounds fair. All right, I will open the floor. Does anybody in the crowd want to talk about heavy assault systems? Go ahead, raise your hand. Don't be shy. Oh, look, we have a taker. Come on down, Anomaly.
Hey, just wanted to do a slight correction. I'm not the one working on the Ticktone rework. That is Squid and Persons who are working on that. I'm working on a separate rework for the old cryo shotgun from the amp.
That's right.
Yeah, we're
Oh.
kind of doing like simultaneously working on shotguns, but that's their project. I'm working on a separate one. Just want to clarify that.
Okay.
Yeah, just a quickie.
Okay. Bye.
I'm ready
All right.
to Halo shotgun people in our new infection game mode.
That's gonna be fun.
That's not, that doesn't exist, by the way. I just wanna.
Yeah, no, it's not an actual thing, people. Don't get your hopes up. I mean,
This was a joke. I'm sorry if I got your hopes up. Respawning is still not a thing. That's the only and biggest and probably insurmountable hurdle to cool shit like that.
yeah, we definitely have tried several times, and I know we're going to continue to try. Occasionally. Hey, we'll talk about feds. There are no feds here. Disregard all
As
federal
far as you know.
agents. Anyway, does anybody else want to come up on the stage and say something? Yes, focus on the game. Shush you. No takers? Going once? Going twice? Going 3 times? Sold! Invalid! Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. We're down to the 6th weapon pack. Did you want to go back and run through
Yeah,
what we've
I
talked
did.
about?
I'm tuning in. I got it.
Ah, okay, cool.
Just was away from it.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So now on to the last corporation, the Exotic Weapons and Systems Group. Okay. Let's get through these. We will read all the pretty charts and things, and then we'll start talking. Metal Storm. Might be okay, might not. Not sure. Chasm apparently is still just fucking OP. I thought we kicked that in the nuts. I guess we didn't kick it hard enough. I don't know. Chasms are just scary. Gone Coal. You don't know. We just straight up don't know what the hell is going on with this thing. Shush you. Artificial Sun Launcher. Apparently still weak sauce. Hiding in hangars and rails, so the fighters and the bombers just straight up not having a good time. I mean, I know I made them a lot heavier. I think. I thought I did. I don't remember. That was on the list somewhere. Gotta check if it did that. Oh, yes, I did. Nova Cannon. When you know, it's doing okay. I don't know why people think it's too weak, but whatever. Macro Cannon. When you know, it's doing good. Some people think it's a little cooked. I think that's just because, they got shot by a lot of them when people were using them effectively, which they were, and it was really cool. And then same with these are all apparently doing really sexy. Light lance batteries, heavy lance batteries, and just straight up lance batteries. And I gotta say, before I get to the comments, Darth,
Mhm.
the lance batteries are beautiful. I love all of them. They are amazing. I'm so happy that you brought them in. They're very, very pretty. I can't wait to see more 40K things. I want a 40K.
Oh,
I want a whole 40K corporation.
I
Damn
was
it.
waiting for a but. I thought you were sugarcoating something you were about to.
No,
You were like,
there's no
love
downside
these.
here. I'm like, I love these and I
However.
want more. No,
Yeah,
okay.
no,
However, there's not enough. Give me more.
I'm working on turreted macro cannon,
Oh,
fixed lance. The Gothic torpedoes are those not on the list here?
did I forget to put them on here?
Yeah, I guess you did. They're too weak. I know
Whoops.
this.
Oh,
They're getting a
Whoops.
buff to their turning radius. I want them to be able to hit a target, but you have to point in its direction.
I thought they were on here. I know they're on the point sheet. I'm pretty sure I put them on here. Excuse me.
They are
yeah, they are.
overpointed. I'm probably going to drop them to 100 or 150 points. I
They
don't
still
want
have the
to-
climbing cost.
Yep, they still
Okay, so
got a climbing cost.
The Gothic torpedo is there. I love that. Apparently, nobody really used it because nobody complained at me that they weren't here. So my apologies.
No, nobody really used them. They were too new for some folks to test. I'm gonna guess.
Probably.
They were also overpriced a bit. I knew this.
Okay,
The
40K
climbing
stuff.
cost hurts more
Yeah.
and more the more expensive you make something. Like if we add 5-10 points to the LRMs, that escalates a lot when you're trying to use a few of them. So I could probably cut the points of the torpedo in half, but also they're relatively new, need some vibe checking, etc.
Yeah. All right. Let me read through the comments. It looks like we got a video to look at. But okay, 40K stuff was very pretty and reasonably spicy. Yes. Agree. Video clip. We'll open that in a second. Long range energy damage lances pair well with the new meta Serpent Arms turrets. They're very, very, very durable to boot. 40K pack is the only pack that is worse than Serpent Arms for integrity creep. Darcity's working on
that
it.
is going to be solved. They're all going down in integrity. I did make them too tough. They're going down to slightly above average instead of massively. Primarily the light lance, which was like double most 3x3 turrets. And I didn't realize.
Okay. 40K.
The different torpedoes are different torpedo types from Warhammer. I may or may not limit it down if it becomes too much, but the plasma torpedoes that will come loaded. So switch ammos after that if you want a different ammo, but you're going to have to fire some plasmas first. They're just bog standard, big explosion, pretty good against shields. At least that's where I'm intending them to land. Short burn are shorter range, faster, easier to hit with, less damage. Melta are fun and interesting. They will pierce several blocks through, equal amounts for light and heavy armor, doing wide AoE damage that won't kill any blocks, but will make a lot of components non-functional and on fire.
Spicy.
Yeah, I think I landed them in a good spot.
Well, I'm
doing
sure
that.
we're gonna see them then soon. All right,
But those don't do very much shield damage, and the Vortex do about as much as the short burn, have the same range and turning as the plasma, but they put a little gravity field out. It just gives them a little yank. Probably
Ding,
not
ding.
worth it, but fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let me finish these comments and we'll look at whatever this video clip is. Like, really, why is the chasm still a problem? I don't know why people think the chasm is still a problem, but apparently they think it's a problem.
Is
Yeah,
Janik
I
here?
don't-
Does he want to talk about what he wants to do with it?
I don't know. Let me read
You
the
want to
last
discuss
comment. Look
the
at the
chasm?
video. Give me. Almost there.
Okay.
Nova model is still too big with too little mounting point.
Cool.
Why can't I mount it on anything? All right, let me. What is this video clip? Open in a new tab, please.
I'm gonna make a bigger Nova cannon, and I'm not kidding.
Real.
No sound for me. Maybe I have you muted.
Oh,
don't.
no, I don't think my broadcast is actually sharing the sound. Oh well, it's just something. I thought it was like a shot of a weapon. Moving on. All right. I will open the floor. Who wants to come up here and say stuff? Janik, get up here. Thank you. Aristius, sorry.
Alright, nerds, proposed nerf to the chasm. 15-second overheat, 45-second recharge, 1/2 component damage. Thoughts?
Why not a point increase?
Because it is a 3x2x1 gun. And is already pretty expensive.
Is it?
It
I
was
mean,
175
for being that
points.
small, and also being as, like, limited use as
175
it is
points
supposed
brings
to be.
it 25 points over the cheapest turret, the Slinger.
It also has a pretty steep climbing cost.
The climbing cost is fair. That's a point toward it being expensive, sure.
The issue I've identified with it is the threshold at which you can insta-gib components.
Yeah.
Especially because it's hit scan. I thought a 1 kilometer range would be enough of a handicap, but it is definitely not.
Same, but I guess not.
Because you can't look at 1, you have to look at 5.
Just
And what
keep
they do.
nerfing it. All problems will go away.
Nerf harder, damn it. Right.
This, but unironically.
Correct. Do you have anything else you wanted to talk about, Aristius?
Nope.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, I will not be
Nothing
making
with
fix, by
fusion?
the way. Sorry.
What?
Oh, fusion. Yeah, we might be seeing changes to that. We might not. I don't know. I don't have anything ready.
That's in the next group.
Oh,
Oh,
is
okay.
it? Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, well, we're almost there. Don't worry. All Access is next, where we'll talk about utilities, including Fusion. We even have a special question for Fusion. So, trust me, the talks about Fusion are coming. Does anybody else have anything they want to say about exotic weapons? Ooh, Monopoly.
Hey guys.
Hello.
So I believe Owen pushed a number of updates and buffs to the Gonkel from the last tournament. I'm not sure if I saw anyone using them, but aside from the point decrease, it has been significantly buffed. So I was wondering what everyone's thoughts were on it. Like, what else needs to change for it to be viable, or just more skill on you guys' part?
I think it's the latter. I think, if anything, it might be overpowered if we see it in the right hands. I think it'll take a lot of skill to use, but at the moment, might be overpowered.
Okay.
So,
How would you guys feel if I, for now, left it a little bit overpowered until people actually got the skill to actually use the damn thing, and then I could start nerfing it a little bit more once people actually brought them? Would you guys feel comfortable with that? Don't?
What am I going to say? Shield, fuck you, Wucky. I'm going to attempt to hammer it again, then we'll be absolutely broken.
Oh
And
boy.
then we'll look at from there.
okay.
Yep.
So leave it for now until you're
Oh.
done with your shield stuff then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. That is
Janik.
agreeable.
Note to self. Tell Spartan, do not allow Gonkel into rotatable.
That's probably fair.
Fix the tracker that you fixed the first time and is no longer fixed for shields. Staying at 100% is how much shields you started at, because it's no longer doing that.
No. It's called Bro Tato Bowl, people. But we'll get to that in a minute. All right. Anybody else have stuff they want to bring to the table on exotic weapons and systems? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Sold. Moving on. All right. All Access Ship Utilities Corporation. Okay. So let's see what we got. SRBs. I guess they're doing okay now. We did have a slight whoopsie that was fixed during the tournament. Mr. Purple will no longer randomly get vaporized because somebody fired on the other side of the planet. Debt packs look like they're doing alright as per usual. Afterburners are okay. Blink drives. Who the hell thought blink drives are too strong? I mean, blink drives are blink drives. Dampening enhancers? Really? I don't understand how you think they're strong. Yeah, your mom too. Custom turret controller. Oh, it got pulled. What got pulled? What? I don't know. Custom turret controller. It's doing alright. Radar. Okay. Sauron. What? Oh. Sauron. Radar unit. I don't know why you think it's strong. Flares. Doing fine. Metal foam. Doing fine. Blast plates. A little. Maybe too strong. I don't know. Fusion reactor. Yeah. Who could have seen that coming? Alright. Did people even bring fusion reactors? I don't know. I don't really remember seeing people using fusion. I know we didn't. I don't remember seeing people
were
use.
in a fucky spot as they continued to get change after change over multiple days, and where they landed, I believe the consensus is you only get more bang for your point on fusion if you're bigger than an 8750, more or less. You have to be spending a lot on fusion to start getting more than boosted reactors, which means fusion could get like small cost reduction, maybe, but maybe that descriptor of fusion is what we want out of them. I don't know. That's up to Janik to tell us what his vision was for that, but maybe they're good as a big ships spending lots of points can have more power by using it well.
Okay. Let's see. Make the blast plates cheaper, but keep the ramping up cost. I thought they were already pretty fucking cheap. Most of the blast plates were cheap, unless you got like the really fucking chungus one. Then it was expensive. And yeah, they still got like 100% climbing cost. I don't know. I mean, based plate. Yes, base plate is based. That's why it's called based plate. I clapped when all the SRBs detonated at the same time. That was a bug. We fixed the bug. Sorry. Emojis. I don't understand. I'm not trying to read that.
Plate, fire, water, exclamation point. Anyway, the blast plates are an issue, especially the invulnerable self-repairing ones. They will need to be looked at.
Okay, what's wrong with them?
No, first of all, their climbing cost, it's buggy. Like where you have to place one, then place another to finagle your climbing cost. That's really dumb. I hate that. That's not part of the blast plates issue. That's how Share Track does climbing costs. I don't like it. But the I don't know, I get a bad vibe. Like, I get flashbacks to the 1x4 component armor. Like,
oh god, the sloped armor.
Yep. Whenever I see them, a wall in front of your
stuff. Okay. Let me get through these other comments and then get Anomaly up here. Dark Lord keeps crapping weapon core. I don't know, man. Bugs are weird. 1% explosion chance is stupid. Or fit in some other way. No, it's not. That was a bug, and we fixed it. Shields don't feel stupid with 1 damage modifier. Recharge seems way too spash and fort. We're already going to be fixing shields. Yeah, we're already going to be working on shields. All right, let me bring Anomaly up here. All right, you. All right.
Hey. So regarding the favorite topic of self-repairing blast plates, I've heard from Nate as well regarding it, and I've decided to go and nerf the repair rate of the blast plates to probably a third or a quarter of what they are currently, to get them a little bit more in line with the type's repair rate.
All right.
If that's sufficient, I feel like blast plates are otherwise probably in a pretty good spot. What do you guys think?
Do we need to do anything else to them?
No, that's probably main concern.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
nerf
so-
repair rates.
Yeah, that should be it.
Yeah, I can drop the hammer on the repair rates and push it out here pretty quick then.
Okay. I'll make note of that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Sold.
Sweet.
All right. Okay. Darth and Vala, did you have anything else you guys wanted to talk about in here before I open the floor?
The building repair is unreliable still. I will need
Oh, I forgot to put that on here. Shit. Whoops.
I'll need to do something. It's bugged in multiplayer for system selection. I think that's it. It does not. I think that's it.
Yeah, I did notice that my BAR unit was not following the priorities. Like I was trying to get them to prioritize power plants or weapons or something, and it was still welding random shit. Even when I like power cycled it, and then I kept getting shot, so I fucking just left it alone. But
Yeah, then that should be it for utilities for me anyway.
okay, Darth, got anything?
I'm looking forward to testing out this weekend interchangeability between the field generator and shields potentially. If it goes poorly, we'll maybe continue. I'll maybe continue to look at that. But
What-
if it goes well, I think it could be the fun solution we're looking for some people hating shields and wanting an alternative to using them.
What shield? What field generator?
SI Field Gen.
I thought we pulled that.
We have. Chet has graciously given it to me, and I would like to test this Saturday on dev server scrims using both of them, setting the field gen to 50 points and giving them each a climbing cost to each other that makes vice versa the other costing up to like 2,500 points to bring both. I think that will make them potentially viable for flagships or 3 stacks to bring both on their very expensive important grids. Well, 7K and 8750 wouldn't be able to afford one or the other, but a tank could take a field gen if they didn't want shields, or vice versa.
Interesting. Okay.
It's
All right.
something I want to try, and so that'll be a test run.
Sounds like a plan. Unfortunately, I will not be here this weekend. I am otherwise indisposed. All right, I'll open the floor. Does anybody in the crowd want to come up here and talk about ship utilities before we move on to special question? Any takers? Don't be shy, raise your hand. Oh. Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. So, moving on. Skip, 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 skip. Special questions. All right, so we put a couple of special questions in this time around. The first one was your thoughts on the modular fusion power systems. We had 9 comments. I'll read through them and then we can discuss. Easy to make some really busted shit even though it's expensive. I mean, easy's relative. If you spend a shit ton of money, sure, you can make it busted. But we're talking like, Brotato-sized ships at that point. Could be great. Keep developing it. Agreed. Play with it more. Needs more cooking. At least it isn't useful until you get past 4 gigawatts. It could be a problem for something like Rotato Bowl, where you can get 8 gigawatts for 5,500 BP. I mean, get Rotato Bowl is going to be amazing. Blast plates pair too well with fusion. A few active plates with all the points you saved from energy costs makes your core functionality immortal. Lame and weird, don't need it. Rude. Waiting for fusion Charby. Oh god.
We all are.
That's going to be a ship.
Can't wait to see it.
Oh, it's going to be hilarious. Worry about getting the weapons balanced. Worry about getting the weapons balanced before even attempting this, one thing at a time. Well, here's the rub.
Nice meme.
Yeah, more than one person is working on the mods, people. We can do more than one thing at a time. It's a weird one, but overall, as a concept, I think it's neat, as long as it's just a bit better than the points equivalent of upgraded large reactors. People are likely to take it. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be doing some research into it for my Brotato. Fusion needs more time in the oven. Doesn't really have any use for ships in the current StarCore meta, given the point investments versus risk of it. However, it will work really well for the Brotato Bowl. Correct. It works good for a fat ship. Only useful on ships the size of Brotatoes or larger. Redundancy reduction straight up not worth the extra power unless you push it to extremes. Doubt we'll see it more than one in a TT once the hype around the new thing dies. Died down. Your English continues to make my brain hurt occasionally.
Also, is that a problem? If
no,
it's only taken occasionally, I think that would be a win over it being too bad to use or too good. Everyone has to.
I know for me, my thoughts on the current fusion. I know when it was put out, people put it together really quickly that you could make it super duper OP. So then it got hammered into hell. So now it's like, yeah, I have to dedicate over half my battle points to make it more cost effective than running traditional power plants with, large reactors and boosters and shit like that. So I think that it would be good to tune it slightly so that way it is a viable alternative for something slightly smaller than a Brotato. But I mean, you still have to invest a lot of points in it. And yeah, I'm only looking at it from a pure power plant perspective. I'm not thinking about using it for thrusters. I think my ions are just fine. I'm used to, traditional thrusters. So, Invalid, your thoughts?
It is the system of all time, and it is very cool. And it's a thing I want to see out of StarCore. That's pretty much it. I really like it.
Agreed. Darth?
Yeah. Second Invalid.
Wait. Okay. So, from the crowd, Aristius, please raise your hand. Would like to join me on the stage. I don't care. Get up here. It's your thing. I want to know what you're thinking.
I don't really have a whole lot to say. I like the relative balance. It probably needs like a 10% buff or something pretty small, just so that it's worth bringing for at least half of all ships.
Okay.
Might be adding more mechanics to it soon. We'll see.
Okay. Any comments about? I can see some chatter going on about thrusters. Anything you wanted to share verbally?
My brain's too small to think about thrusters right now.
Okay. Would it be a good idea to, remove them from the thing and focus purely on the functional balancing?
They're not overpowered, which is what I'm concerned about. You can get some pretty goofy thrust numbers out of not very many thrusters. Like, I brought a ship that has like a giganewton of thrust. With not very many points dedicated for thrust. But it's not very good on its own. I'm okay with where it is now. It's not broken.
Okay.
Probably not gonna pull it though.
All right.
I was thinking of adding a heat mechanic, so you're incentivized to have exposed stuff on the outside of your ship, to make your fusion system better.
Like a radiator or a heat
Yeah,
exchanger or something?
Exactly, like a radiator or heat exchanger or smokestacks, I guess, too.
Rings of Saturn jump scare.
Yeah, modular weapons are the dream, but this is a trial run for that.
Yeah. Let's not get ahead of ourselves on that stuff. All right. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Does anybody else want to come up here and say something? No? Cool.
Alright.
Going once, twice, three times. Yeah, no. Thank you. Once, twice, three times sold. Moving on. What are your thoughts on the relative speed curve changes? Ooh, 11 out of 12. Nice. Felt fine to me. Yeah, I liked it. I mean, for me, I noticed that I could go a little bit faster, which was nice. Because I'm usually in a fat ship. Speed being strong was because of capture the flag, and lowering the speed curve only made it so the speed difference between a 6 mil grid and a 3 mil grid meant nothing since you can't get away from them anymore. Okay. Very good. Keep it going. 400 limit is better than 500 limit. Whatever. Just let me play Spenji's normal. Okay, so you want to go 100 meters a second? Great.
Everything's 100 meters per second.
Fine. Head empty, no thoughts. Thank you for that very helpful comment. I like it, but it puts super lightweights at a disadvantage. What? Does it make super lightweights a disadvantage? You can literally haul all of the ass.
I mean, it was a direct nerf to super lightweights, but that doesn't mean that they are now bad. They're worse. But they're still good.
Man.
The mobility is still a huge factor in all of StarCore's gameplay. So
because they aren't immune to fire anymore. Well, that's also because, some of us made guns that were designed specifically to shoot them. Like the Sylvius and the Cerberus.
Hit scan go burr.
I know, I gotta touch that. Yes,
No,
Tibbs will do the thing.
I wasn't referencing the Sylvius and Cerberus, I was referencing the inclusion of lances.
Oh yeah. Those were pretty funny to watch.
But also,
too.
hey, I mean, if you wanted to tap the Cerberus and Sylvius by making them slightly less accurate at the longest of ranges,
No.
maybe you wanted to think about it.
No. I know what I'm gonna do. Okay. You actually made HMK fast movers stronger as there's less of a speed gap to get away from them now. Okay. Speed feels nice. Fast movers are no longer haha fuck you everyone. Okay. Speed curve has somewhat invalidated the top end of the fast mover category, but otherwise seems fine. Get dunked. Good. Medium ships feel a lot better again. I would still wish for an increase of max mass. 16 mil ships going as fast as 30 mil ships still feels very wrong. Not to mention that 12.5 mils fly more like tanks than medium ships, even though they would be the even split of a 4-man. Okay. I therefore recommend increasing the max mass to something around 20 to 25 mil while keeping the curve linear as it is right now. I don't know.
They want brawlers to go faster.
Yeah, by making actual tonks the slow point, that would mean that I get to go even faster in my destroyer. I'm okay with that. I agree, the lances do pair well with the Serbs. Totally unintentional cooperative weapons setup. Anyway. Invalid. Did you have anything you wanted to say about this speed curve shenanigans?
I'm surprised the turn speed. No, wait, that's the next one.
That's the next one. We're almost there.
Yeah, top end needs to come down. That's pretty much it. It is currently linear. We'll see if it needs to be not linear.
Yep. For everyone's awareness, I will show you the thing that it's still on the point sheet. Where the hell's my thing? Current relative speed curve. Oh, Jesus. Boom. And yeah, I know. Where's my dark? Turn that off. There is the speed curve, which is currently a straight line. So, yep, we will continue to ponder upon this. No, stop it. Stop. Thank you. Also, my eyes. Jesus, I just freaking flash bomb myself. Oh, Darth. Do you have any other comments for relative speed?
Nope, didn't fly this time, so I don't have a good sense.
Fair. All right, I'll open the floor. Anybody in the crowd, the peanut gallery, would you like to come up and say something about relative speed? Now's the time. Raise your hand. Don't be shy. Come on. Tip. Thank you, Tate. I know that, but I'm lazy, and I was not using all of my hand on the keyboard. Anyway, nobody has anything they want to say. They don't want to come up here and, lobby for, ups or downs or anything. That's fine. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Sold. Next question. Physics. I'm not reading all the freaking chat. That's what coming up here and using your words are for. Anyway. Moving on. What are your thoughts on turning physics? So, turning physics. Felt fine to me. I mean, for me, it felt fine because I'm fat, which means I'm slow, which means it didn't really bother me. Why was this even added? It's not fun to play with. It actually serves no purpose but to make me feel like I'm playing on a laptop with a touchpad. I'm assuming you're somebody who's used to moving fast. I would like to point out that you should be glad we don't have the thing that makes your screen turn black when you try to turn at speed. But that was funny. Does this mean Enderoth is coming back? I don't know. Agreed. Huh? Okay. No need? I'm assuming you felt that we didn't need to do that? Whatever. I honestly did not notice anything different. Okay? Probably a fat ship like me. Some ships that had good handling before now feel sluggish. This is likely related to the gyro changes that was done. Did we change gyros? I don't remember changing gyros. Not a fan, really. Most of the time it just felt janky and fucked with fixed weapons. Why are you trying to fire your fixed weapon at speed? Weirdo. Barely noticed on our medium ships. Super annoying with fixed guns on fast movers. Okay. Generally, I think they're entirely unnecessary. Fast ships are overrated. Now there is the statement right there, Squish. I love it. Alright. Invalid. Here you go. Physics. Turning. The thing that you wanted to talk about a minute ago.
Oh yeah, I was surprised it worked.
That's it?
That's it. I really didn't expect it to work as well as it did.
Okay. Cool. Darth?
It's very configurable. We can
Oh.
we can do whatever you want, but I did not want to make it too
Cancer?
crippling. But you'll feel it when boosting with an afterburner. It'll be harder to turn, and I think I've landed a good spot at this moment.
Okay. Sounds good. Darth, got anything?
Nope.
Cool. Alright. Anybody in the floor, the peanut gallery, want to come up here and talk about your, thoughts on turning physics? Now's the time. Raise your hand. Don't be shy. Going once. Oh, wait. Oh my god, somebody raised their hand.
So I saw some mention of it being extremely impactful to fast movers, but I've tested it myself, and you really start to feel it when you're crossing like the very top around like 300, 400. That's when your ship seriously starts to lock up. And I found that if you just don't, then you're perfectly fine. You just let go of W, and you're fine. I think it's fine as it is.
Cool. Thank you.
That's all.
Alright. Bye. I'm assuming you're raising your hand because you're stretching again. Yeah, Yahoo. Okay. Anybody else? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Sold. Alright. Now, before I get to these last comments for thank you for participating, I have several things that I'm going to talk about. You forgot to put in your balance cap. Bruh! How do you forget? Jeez, you guys are bad. I swear. Anyway. Alright, I got a couple things that I'm going to announce. I mean, you said it, not me, Tate. Anyway. Alright, so I'm sure some of you have heard rumblings going about how we're going to be taking a small hiatus before the next official test tournament. Now, I'm sure Valid in a minute is going to talk about why. I am going to confirm that yes, there's going to be a gap before test tournament 4.4. Right now, currently, 4.4 is planned to be on June 8th. But Tibbs, does that mean we're not doing anything between now and then? Fuck no, it doesn't. We got plenty of shit to do. Spartan's already started talking about what I asked him about the other day. April 27th. Saturday, April 27th will be Brotato Bowl with blackjack and hookers. Yes. So we're bringing back another Brotato Bowl on April 27th. Get your Brotatoes ready now. Details will be posted soon, hopefully by this weekend. I need to go bug Spartan again. Then we're going to take a week, and the next event was something that I discussed with Darth a little bit, and we have a little bit more time to prepare, is we're tentatively eyeballing May 11th for a 40K exhibition fight. Like the last 40K exhibition fight we did, which is going to be fucking amazing.
If I can get my scenario up and working by then, it will be testing out mixed arms, planetary orbital combat against PvE Necrons. If it's not that, it will just be pick a faction, and we're gonna do some fights with those ships. Having a bunch of new 40K stuff I have built in the pipes even that I haven't put out yet. Yeah. Should be fun either way. Another 40K exhibition because it's the universe that I'm most familiar with, and I've been adding shit for it, so you get another one, yay.
I would like to put dibs on Imperial. Just saying. That will be nice. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was thinking for May 25th, we could do an official organized set of scrims on the dev server again. So that way there's plenty of time for everybody who's trying to do a lot of weapons development on stuff like Tate's guns, the Fletcher's pack, Anomaly's guns with his, I forgot what it's called. Anomaly Solar something Ash. People are developing weapon packs, and they're going to want to do a lot of stuff. So I figured May 25th is going to be a good time. Polaris Hypernautics, that was the one. I knew it had words.
Polaris Cybernautics, Fletcher Arms, and 40K becoming its own pack will mean a bunch more packs for the 6 to be chosen from. We might even turn it up to like 7 or 8 of the, I think that would make 12 packs total.
Yep.
That we have kicking around with neat stuff in StarCore. And so some scrims before we get done with the hiatus in order to test the things that are going to be in Fletcher and Solaris, and even the 40K stuff, which has been in and tested now, are going to be necessary.
Correct. That would be the purpose.
And should be fun.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's the thing. So we'll have we have plenty of time for mod development work to continue, everyone to get their balanced stuff put together and put into the mod development server. We'll run a big organized fight day on the 25th of May, and then we can use the information from that to make sure that we've got everything in a good spot for Test Tournament 4.4, which again is going to be on June 8th. As you guys look at the calendar, you're going to see I am going back to the traditional 2-week scheduling, where we have a Saturday off, and then the next Saturday we're doing something. So, there you go. That is what I wanted to bring up. For more details about Test Tournament 4.4 and maybe a little bit of a teaser as to what we're going to be working on, which is why we need the break, I will turn it over to Invalid.
Yeah, so the hiatus is for the quote-unquote goal of a fully automated match system, not fighting drones versus drones. I mean, like a ready-up system. It's probably not going to be matchmaking, like something to reduce the pain of piling a bunch of nerds in and getting them all ready. Also, the sidetrack for a workshop release of modular assemblies is something I've been looking forward to. Oh yeah, quick sidetrack. Literally track. Digi has done something
Okay.
dangerous.
Very dangerous.
As seen in the chat of this stream.
Yep. In the council chambers chat, we have a
Looking
link.
forward to that.
I'll go ahead and put it on the screen here.
If the 40K exhibition is on ground, we're gonna be using some tanks. Get your Lehman Russ out.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good.
Just in general, lots of stuff in development that I'll need time. Which is why there's this gap. That's it.
Look at that. Ooh. Ah, looks pretty. All right. Cool. No. There you go. So, let me go ahead and read the last of the thank you for participating. Would you like to share? Okay. Other than the strange chat glitches and lag spikes from the flags, things went pretty good. Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on with that. And we're on the list of stuff to chase down between now and 4.4. Performance went down between 0.2 and 0.3. Yeah.
Sorry, one more shameless plug.
Go ahead.
I just remembered there's a bug bounty system. If you are a programmer and you want to help fix Keen's mistakes peacefully, I will pay you to fix bugs. The issue tracker on GitHub has a little bounty for the major ones.
Mm-hmm.
I have informed my software dev buddy of that, and he said he might look at some of them.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Earn money.
Sorry, continue.
Okay, so chat wasn't working. Teammates from Britain were lagging. Placing blocks on the build server took a second to appear, which shouldn't happen with 40 ping. Okay. Wasn't sure. I didn't hear about that part. Man, let me use all the weapons. No. We're doing what we're doing. 4.4, don't do the idea where nobody actually gets to fly their grid. We are here to fly grids, not watch other people's matches. I mean, we will watch other people's matches in between our own matches to get info on potential opponent loadouts.
If we do a battle bot watch your ship fight other ships, it won't be 4.4. It'll be a weird little exhibition thing. I think it's a fun idea, but not everyone is interested, and it would not make a good tournament.
Yeah, okay, Squid, what this is referring to is an idea that I had out loud a while ago because I thought it was funny. Which is, being that the fourth test tournament has traditionally been a very stupid test tournament because we always did something,
creatively
jank. I wanted to make a meme on 404 because we're on 4.4. So 404, pilot not found, which would be we would just automate everyone's ships and do an entire test tournament with no people at all. That's what I was talking about a while ago. And apparently somebody remembers that conversation and went, no, Tibbs, I don't think we should do that. I think it would be funny.
like I said, I think that sounds fun. I don't think it would make a good tournament. I think it would make a fantastic exhibition for people who care and want to do that.
But 404.
I know the meme.
It's
It
the
lines up real well.
meme. Yeah, whatever. Bunch of nerds.
I had the idea of expanding that to include you have to build the AI in your ship using Keen AI, because Keen AI is actually like half decent enough to do what you want it to. Let people use like GPS markers and stuff. Just make the ships go kill each other.
That'd be funny.
And you, when you're building your ship, you have to design it to do this. But I think that could be a fun exhibition. But 4.4 as of now will be normal.
Normal is a word. I mean, it's not the word I would use, but I wouldn't call it that. This is 0.4. It's going to be something. It's not the one that I want, but hey, we'll figure it out. Moving on. Love y'all and the work you do. Also, please add some of Tate's Anomalies guns. They need more widespread use, and what better time than some exhibitions? Well, we already talked about that.
On it.
Yes, we're on it. In it, on it, around it, and through it.
Looking forward to it. I actually personally haven't tried much of Tate's guns yet, so I'm
That
looking
one,
forward
anyway.
to diving into building some boats.
Oh God, this is going to be a comment. Okay, companies. The system is quite nice. We just need to make sure people actually fucking read. I agree. There were only a few people that failed to follow instructions, and they were sorted out. Suggestions for future company test tournaments. We have a baseline of 2 companies that are likely the most stable packs we have. My personal suggestion is MA and NHI. Then we have 4 companies picked from for people to use as well. Why you gotta make it complicated, man?
I don't know. I suspect that while this person thinks those 2 are the stable and good packs, there's also a bunch of people who would be like, damn, Serpent Arms was my favorite, and I can't believe I can't bring my precious monopoles. I'm not talking about you, Squid, even if you might think I am.
Damn,
for example,
Serpent Arms is perfectly balanced.
Or for example,
Changed my mind.
if we randomly roll Onyx to be out, some people are gonna feel bad about not being able to take their favorite fixed gun because they're all in that pack. So it's one of those things where, like, I don't think there are any packs that are like this pack explicitly, or these 2 packs are StarCore. At least none that everyone will agree on.
Yeah. No, I think what we did is fine. We randomly selected 6 weapon packs. And I think we should keep doing that. We'll have 12 of them by the time we get to 4.4. And I still think having a field of 12 and picking half of them is a perfectly viable option. So I think we should keep doing that. Anyway, I'm going to keep going through this comment. Got a few more things to unpack here. Overall, really good. Go for it. Having more than 2 options is nice. Maybe apply some emphasis on teams actively double checking that they have the correct things. Yes, I know. Read. Words are hard. Instead of putting it in a Word document, put it in the announcement as well as to what packs are being used. To have to see. Teams bringing stuff that isn't on the docket for the test tournament is a bit annoying where they have to finagle and min-max that shit. I will, trust me, I will make it painfully obvious by the time I get to 4.4 exactly what you're not allowed to use. Trust me, it will be so obvious you're going to be like, damn, Tibbs, stop treating me like I'm 5. Might I suggest moving Darth into his own company of Warhammer 40k? And it will happen as soon as he gets a couple more weapons ready. That was the thing. I didn't want to form the Warhammer 40k weapons company with just like 5 things. That's not enough. It needs a little bit more. I think a minimum of like 9 things, 8 or 9 things before we can make it its own company. Because you want to have a company that's actually got a few things worth using. I don't think a company of 5 weapons is enough weapons. Yeah, I would say 8 to 9 is a good minimum. That's around the time where I'm going to go, yeah, okay, cool. You are now a company. Congratulations. Splitting out Anomaly into whatever his shorthand name will be, which is Solaris Hypernautics something. And then we can also make sure that in-game stuff is updated, that people can look and, oh, hey, this isn't in use. Some of Nate's stuff showed up in the wrong categories. Correct. That reminds me, I forgot to yell at Nate for not renaming this stuff after he promised me he was going to do it, and then I got busy at work and I didn't check him. Damn it, Nate. Fix that. Anyway. Thanks again for the work. Hopefully we can refine this shit just enough for the next test run. Well, we got plenty of time to do that. Good job. Keep up the good work. Yes, I know there was a lot of confusion. You know, I'll buy that. I told Nate to do it. He said he was going to do it. I didn't double check him before we got to the test tournament. Then it was too late for me to fix it. My bad. That's not happening again. Okay. So, that was the last of the comments. Does anybody have anything else they want to say? Open the floor. Anything? Invalid, you got anything else you want to share?
Not really.
Cool. Darth?
I
No.
think that the MA pack could use a little bit extra range, and that is all.
Okay.
Like, is the slinger even 3.5K?
I don't know.
I feel like we were supposed to make that change, and it never happened. I feel like they're still
On-
3 kilometers, or if they are 3.5, they just don't do it.
On the topic of MA, why are the Gladius not what they were in GT3?
Oh,
No, they're supposed to be.
what were they in
Do they not
GT3?
have like half the range? They're like 2.5 now, aren't they?
Oh,
No, they're 3K.
Were they not
Pretty sure.
4?
No, I think the fear is hit scan laser being that long, but that's why I just said what I did.
Mhm. That's all. Goodbye.
okay. All right. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else?
I think
You can get your butt up here and say something you damn self. Turn it.
a topic that
Then cram it.
Janik brought up in chat a bit ago in reference to shields is that buffing shield damage from 0.6 back to 1 is a band-aid fix for the issue of shields simply regenerate too fast. And that damage buff was a pretty big deal. But if we could just literally turn down shield regeneration, it would make damage to shields against people who use them
I would love to.
effectively matter more.
Cool, maybe I can do it with reaching into the config, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's something that I think we need to look at.
Yeah, Squid's right. I would love to turn up. There are too many prongs rooted in everything else. Like when I grab just an old shield mod and try to load it up on the StarCore world, it will not load. Because of stuff like API changes and all that. And squishy.
All right, nerd. What do you want?
Hello. Yes, I'd like to inquire about why MA I feel is being left in the dust. Currently, one of the only effective weapons I have been able to practice with has been the T4 laser beam, due to the fact that it's the only thing so far that is able to move at 4 km, aim at 4 kilometers, and yet hit a target moving faster than 200 meters a second.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm relatively in agreement that MA needs generally a little bit looking at. We have some notes regarding that.
I would like to also ask, with MA as a mod pack, are we looking at possibly even replacing it for another mod pack? In which case, would it then even be necessary to even look at it in the first place?
No, 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 no,
Who
no.
wants to completely take out MA? Raise of hands.
Hard no. Oh,
Yeah.
good. I saw that. Get up here.
Specifically with MA mod pack, I have concerns with the magnetic core cannon, which used to be a bread and butter gun for majority of StarCore, and the Gladius laser. I've seen that it has been given a nerf. Yeah, people have complained about the fact that its range is annoying. I imagine we did defeat that problem by giving it a fall-off damage, and considering how it was probably one of the top most reliable weapons to use against fast movers in this circumstance, Bryce Craft from Uwad, who has proven to be a dominant player in this campaign. With weapons such as Gladius being nerfed down to 3 kilometers, it makes it very hard for tankier ships, with only relying on very minute, a very small amount of mods we can now use from particular mod packs like Serpent Arms. I would like to see maybe potentially an increase or hopefully a workaround, so that way people that do want to run tankier, bulkier ships but don't have an answer to something that can just get behind them, I'd like to see something done for that possibly.
I would hold your ideas until after total shield death. They're
Okay.
valid, but the perception of Gladius doing no damage or having no range is because of its effectiveness versus these current clusterfuck shields. Like, it's such a pain to navigate through. I can't focus on anything else until these are fixed.
Another last inquiry was with total shield death, it probably might not be a bad idea to completely remove shields and then just reduce the damage of guns entirely all around. We may
That's
look
not
at
happening.
having. Fair enough then.
I apologize because that's what season 4 was supposed to be in its entirety. And that is why all of the weapons were fucked up for 4.1 and had to be changed and adjusted back to season 3 levels. And 3.1 or 4.1 was the clusterfuck that it was, because they were working hard on that idea, removing shields. It just isn't going to be a viable option. I'm hoping to give people an alternative, perhaps testing out the SI Field Gen, but we have a long hiatus. We can look at shields.
Yep.
Right. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Anybody else want to come up here? Anybody at all? Going once. Going twice. Going 3
Final thought.
times.
Squid, the monopole sounds were butchered when you did your rework. They need to be fixed. The firing sound specifically. That's it.
Nah. I don't know, man. I copied all the files that you changed onto my repro when I pushed it.
Not functionally, it just sounds bad. Like
Oh. Oh, you think it
like
sounds
Half-Life
bad?
2 pistol cheer.
Ooh. I know I didn't pay that much attention. Okay.
But I think that's it.
Okay. Turnip, what if you actually just got up here and said something? Nerd. Anyway.
Hello, greetings. All right. So honestly, this might be a stupid take, but I kind of feel like if the shields prove to be, problematic with trying to run them in the mode we're doing right now, where it's like just instantly replenishes the drop side or whatever. What if we just like embrace the shield faces, but just like nerf the damage across the board so that the shield faces just don't drop that fast, and then you can just like obliterate, regenerate, so it's like shields still got damaged, just not that much. Because honestly, it was kind of cool being in a fast mover and just unshunting and not instantly losing shields when something hit you. So, pretty nice. At least it felt a bit less stupid than the current system where like a laser just deletes your shield through an open shunt anyway because lol. I don't know.
So
Just food for thought.
when you say do less damage against shields, you're talking about adjusting the global modifier, which we have done, but it's painful because it is stupidly made. Although I think it's due to limitation, where it's not per. Well, I'm sorry, specifically shield regen. I can adjust shield damage decently fine because that's actually the weapon core config, which ships with the world, and I can just tell people to get the workshop world. But if it's like shield regen, that's hard to touch because that has to be done like per server or per like client.
Bruh.
It'll sync with the server, but I have to tell people, okay, go to Space Engineer's app data and change this from 1 to 0.05.
Can we
And
write a Python script that just does that for you?
I would rather write an entire Outer Shield mod, to be honest.
Alright, fair enough. I don't know, just the shield faces felt a bit more functional than the current system. And that's, you know,
Yeah, we'll see
honestly,
what we can do.
shields were a mistake. Shield heat is the point where it all went to shit. Blame Darkstar. Okay,
Yep.
bye.
But we're stuck in.
Yeah.
Until I dig us out. But that's it.
Okay. All right. Nobody else? Going once, going twice, going 3 times? Nope. Sold. All right, cool. Well, that concludes the Balance Council for Test Tournament 4.3. Thank you all for coming. I will be posting event reminders for all of the upcoming scheduled events. And then I will be getting together with Spartan and Darth offline or outside of this. I know what I meant. So that way we can get details put out about Brotato Bowl and the 40K exhibition. Until next time, I will bid everyone a good night. Enjoy your weekend off. And that's it. I ain't got nothing else for you. All right. End.